Do you like to show the world your green credentials but find the polarising design of the new Toyota Prius to be a little over the top? Well, Hyundai reckons it has the car for you. It's called the Ioniq Hybrid and it's about to go on sale in Australia. So it has the familiar teardrop shape that's so conducive to reducing that coefficient of drag. But aside from that, and maybe these interesting alloy wheels, some blue badging and this blue strip running along the front, it really is a conventional, handsome looking car, quite unlike that polarising Prius we mentioned earlier. And the same theme continues inside the cabin, which we'll show you now. So there's nothing strange or scary about the Ioniq's cabin. It's all really entirely conventional. You've got your touchscreen mounted high up in the fascia here, your HVAC controls. You've also got a very welcome wireless phone charger for those who have a compatible device. The transmission tunnel is pretty conventional, just like any other car. The same amount of storage points. There are a few differences though. You've got a full digital instrument display in front of you that shows things like how much battery charge you have left, what your current fuel economy is, and also whether you're on charge mode, eco mode or power mode. You've also got a hybrid sub-menu here in the touchscreen to show you exactly what that complicated petrol electric system is doing. There's also plenty of equipment in here for a car that costs roughly $39,000 before on-road costs, according to Hyundai's estimates. You get a sunroof, leather seats with heating and cooling. You've even got a heated steering wheel. I mean, it does feel like a little luxury car in here, but an entirely conventional one to boot, which is really cool. Now, once upon a time, hybrid cars had stuff all storage space, but it's not the case with the Ioniq. It's actually got a really big boot, and perhaps most interestingly of all, you've also got a full-size spare wheel. Those back seats also fold flat for longer items. Okay, so more sophisticated plug-in hybrid and fully electric versions of the Ioniq are just around the corner, but this one's a more conventional, mild parallel hybrid setup. It has a 1.6 litre petrol engine under the bonnet running on the Atkinson cycle and a small electric motor over the wheels, which is powered by a lithium-ion battery array, unlike the Prius's nickel metal hydride setup. Basically, the petrol engine powers the wheels at all times, but is supplemented by the electric motor, and at low speeds and at short distances it can be powered on electric power alone as well. What it means is your fuel economy gets down to a claim of 3.9 litres every 100 k's, which is about half a litre worse than the Prius. We managed 4.1 litres on our 200 kilometre efficiency loop. That's better than most diesel hatchbacks. Unusually for a hybrid, there's no CVT gearbox. Instead, this has a 6-speed dry clutch, dual clutch automatic transmission. What it means is the car feels a little bit sportier and punchier when that petrol engine kicks in, although it's not quite as smooth and, I guess, natural feeling as the Prius, which is really in its element around town. The Ioniq also has a sports mode that sharpens up the throttle response and gives the car kind of a punchy feel. The overall outputs are 104 kilowatts, but the key is torque, 265 newton meters, and that's really, really strong. In terms of ride and handling, Hyundai Australia's engineers have tweaked the suspension, and it has the typical feel of good body control, but relatively cushy and comfortable over hits, and really well-weighted steering with plenty of response from centre. The thing that really grabbed me about the Ioniq is it just feels like any old petrol car to drive. You don't have a dedicated button that makes it go on EV only. You don't have adjustable levels of brake regeneration. Aside from that one sports mode gearbox setting, there's really nothing about this car that doesn't feel conventional. Sure, when the petrol engine kicks in, you do feel it, but it's not particularly overt or in your face, and overall, it's just like driving any other car, except your fuel bills are going to be much lower. So on first impressions, the Ioniq has been pretty impressive. We almost matched its 3.9 litre every 100k fuel claim. The hybrid system is relatively unobtrusive, and the PHEV and battery electric ones will be the really big, interesting stories soon, but this car makes a nice, pleasant piece of bridging technology in the meantime. Would we have one over a Prius? Yeah, we think we would. Head over to caradvice.com for the full review.